Canada is threatening the United States with trade action. It's the latest move to convince the Americans to reverse course on a proposed tax credit for U.S.-made electric vehicles. Today, the Deputy Prime Minister, Chrystia Freeland, and International Trade Minister, Mary Ang, wrote to senior U.S. senators and other lawmakers. Here's part of that letter. In the coming days, we are preparing to publish a list of U.S. products that may face Canadian tariffs if there is no satisfactory resolution of this issue. While including the auto sector, our proposed retaliatory actions will extend across a number of sectors. The ministers are also threatening to suspend parts of the USMCA. Let's go to Minister Ang, who's in Markham, Ontario. Minister, very good to have you on the program. And the last time we had you on the program is not all that long ago. You were in Washington. You'd had dozens of meetings with lawmakers. It had followed the Prime Minister going to the White House and pressing this very same issue. Doesn't appear that those worked. What does it say that you've had to get to this level?
Well, David, it's really good to be here with you. That work, following up my visit to Washington, D.C. continues. I want to start there. And in fact, what I want to say to Canadians is that this is not the path that we want to be going down as Canada. We definitely want to find a solution and resolutions with the United States. We agree with the need to fight climate change, and we agree with the need to build electric vehicles. We agree on all that. However, we also need to register very clearly with the Americans that this is what Canada is prepared to do. The issue is moving very quickly in the Senate. As I said, as you said, David, I was in Washington last week meeting directly with senators because this bill is before the Senate. And given the fast pace to which this issue is moving, it's really important that Canada is prepared. But let me say again that it is our hope, it is our objective to find a solution with the Americans that is satisfactory to Canadian industry and for our workers.
Okay, these are serious threats. You're talking about not ratifying parts of the brand new NAFTA. You're talking about significant tariffs against not just the auto sector in the United States, but a wider area. What does it say that you've had to do that? Like, why did the previous efforts not get traction?
Well, we have always said this. I have certainly said this to the Americans in meeting with them that Canada takes this issue very, very seriously. You will also see in our letter to the American congressional leaders that what this EV tax credit is equivalent to is a 34% tariff on Canadian automotive. So it's really important. And look.
So would our retaliatory action be in that same area, like 34% on American products?
We are, of course, preparing for the worst. We have to prepare for the worst because it's our responsibility to do that. But it is our objective to continue to work with the Americans. I just had a meeting with an American senator today. I've had that earlier in the week. The advocacy absolutely continues. I want to say that we are continuing to have discussions with the American administration, with congressional leaders. That work continues, but Canada must also, we also are communicating that Canada is prepared to stand up for our national interests. When jobs are on the line, when the industry is on the line, we need to be able to, we need to be prepared to take strong action, which is what this letter is. Yeah. But I don't want to go there.
Does this letter communicate publicly what you were saying privately in meetings, or is this a new strategy?
We have been communicating consistently from the Prime Minister to my colleagues, the Deputy Prime Minister, myself, other ministerial colleagues, that this is a very important issue. But have you communicated prior to today to the Americans that if they carry down this path, that Canada will respond with the threats you're outlining in the letter? We've been clear that we would respond accordingly if we are not able to find a solution to this very issue. And I want to assure Canadians that we continue to work towards a solution because I believe a solution is what is in the best interest of both Canada and the U.S. We have here's what we have in common. What we're talking about here is building electric vehicles. Canada and the United States have been building vehicles for over 50 years, deliberately integrating our supply chains for 50 years from the Auto Pact. And in fact, we've been building automobiles for about 100 years. So if we're talking about the future of automobiles is fighting climate change. It is electric vehicles. We are committed to being 100% EVs by 2035. So we agree that we need to fight climate change together. We agree that we should be building electric vehicles together, but we do have a very integrated supply chain in automotives in particular. There are hundreds of thousands of jobs. This is a very important sector of the economy for Canada. And as I said, this is not what Canada wants to do, but this is what Canada would be prepared to do to defend its national interests.
And if it gets to the point, Minister, of tariffs, tariffs, of course, hurt both countries, both the country being targeted and the country issuing them, because it ends up costing our industry. Is your government prepared, as it has in the past, to financially support Canadian industries that would be negatively impacted by tariffs that we impose?
Well, I think what you have seen from this government is that this government has always stood behind our workers and has always stood behind our industries. That work, of course, is taking place. But, you've seen us defend against steel and aluminum tariffs in the past and have succeeded. So this work continues. But as I said, our objective here and our objectives with the United States is to find a solution that will allow us to continue to build automobiles, electric vehicles in the future together, and that the proposal that is before the Senate right now is discriminatory to Canada, and we need to find a solution to this very issue.
So this seems to scream Canada's last big effort. We've pulled out all the stops. How much time do you think you have?
We're going to continue to work on this. We have been clear that we're always going to stand up for Canadian workers and the Canadian industry. This issue is moving before the U.S. Senate, and we are lockstep in doing that work in our advocacy with that kind of urgency. I've been doing it. My colleagues have been doing it, whether it's the Deputy Prime Minister, whether it's Minister Champagne, whether it's Minister Jolie. This is the top priority issue between Canada and the United States. We want to work towards solutions. We continue to do that. We continue to have those discussions. But we also are being clear in Canada's communication that we will have to take action should there not be a solution that is satisfactory to Canada.
We had our Alex Panetta on at the top of the program describing this in his mind as the most serious action that Canada has taken on a trade front in terms of a threat in a very long time, including during the new NAFTA renegotiations. Would you agree with that?
I think what I would say to that is that as the trade minister and certainly this government, that our top priority always has been standing up for Canadian industry. So whether it was during the renegotiation and after, today is no different. Mm-hmm. I would also want to reiterate the point that what we want to do is to find a way forward with the United States. We have many, many things in common. We are friends. We are allies. We have been building things together. We've been selling to each other. I remind the Americans that Canada is their number one customer in over 30 states. So this is about making sure to register very clearly to the Americans at this time when this bill is making its way before the American Senate, how important this is and how harmful this would be. A 34% tariff is harmful to Canada. So in light of that, we must be prepared to act in Canada's interest. But again, let me be clear. This is not what Canada wants to do. What Canada wants is a solution with the United States.
Minister Eng, thank you very much for making some time for us tonight. We do appreciate it.
Thank you so much, David.
Hi, I'm Vashi Capellos, host of Power in Politics. See more of our show by subscribing to the CBC News channel or click the link for another video.